The PIB started while I was a senator. It's a very delicate and controversial subject matter. The content, the details of the PIB bill remains a subject for further analytical dissection. I think that in spite of the haste with which we want to drive this PIB, we must show ecclesiastical caution to ensure that the PIB bill does not throw up another development that will bring another contention and continuous struggle. Therefore, while we make haste, we must show caution. The people of Cross River State have a very strong feeling that the PIB bill must address their unique concerns. The PIB bill focuses so much on producing communities without emphasizing on the impacting communities. We are the most impacted because at low tide, all the oils within the Agbami fields all find their way ingress back into Cross River State. Right here where you see, directly behind my house here, is the Calabar River, which empties into the Atlantic Ocean, directly in front of the Agbami wells. One of those wells is just 36 kilometers from here, 19 nautical miles or thereabout. When there's a spill there, where does it go to? It comes here. Our people depend on fishing. Our state has been completely dislocated from the oil production states. I don't understand on earth how Edo State, Delta State, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cameroon will have oil. Only Cross River will be a non-oil producing state. I'm a professor of science. I work in the oil industry all my life before coming into politics. There is no science, there is no spiritualism, there is no magic that can explain this, except politics. The PIB bill must address that. You cannot, even in law and even in the Bible, you can take from a brother who has so much to give to the brother who has not. But to take from the brother who has nothing and give to the one that has more, it is a political issue that the National Assembly and indeed the PIB must cure. A good example, Cross River State will get less than 2 billion allocation in a month, while a sister state will be dealing with 12, 13 billion. Such unequal distribution of wealth calls for pain. It is natural, and that's the essence of the National Assembly. For egalitarian redistribution of resources, this nation can only remain one when there is fairness, equity, and justice. That's all we seek, and that's all we crave. As a state, we feel pained. We feel pained. I have championed. I have been in the same downstream committee. I ask, what is the petrol consumption of Cross River State? Near nothing, because you have kept us in abject poverty. We have been reduced to want in body, in spirit, and in soul. So it comes a great opportunity for us as a people to say, if you are making a new law, please, whatever is the revenue, whatever are the taxes, ensure that the price regulation you give to the oil industry should also be commensurate to what a state consumes. If I don't consume as much diesel, and you're giving a waiver or a discount, let that discount, its applicability to Cross River should be relative to the consumption. Do you understand my point? So it's unfair for Cross River to suffer loss in oil wells. By the way, even the loss was temporary because the political solution that engineered us was intended to last for 10 years and subject to review. That review has not been done. So as PIB comes before me, and I know that in Biase local government of Cross River State, in Odukani local government of Cross River State, we have huge inland deposits of crude. I have done this analysis and have sent a report since 2016 to the president and asked for a discretionary right for the exploration and exploitation of our hydrocarbon anomalies. I have not received a correspondence to date. And this is my core field. I do oil and gas drilling for oil companies. So this is my background. I have also found huge deposits of gas in Ogoja axis, sharing boundaries with Ebonyi. This I have also reported with the geolocations and issued as a report. How does PIB addresses this? And I agree with the chairman. The oil and gas is almost going to be a thing of the past. Technology has become so sophisticated that through hydrogenation process, you can strip hydrogen from water and get that hydrogen to drive electricity. So today in Japan, you can drive cars with water. So in 10 years' time, it will be old-fashioned to boast on your oil reserves. So why not you also review the marginal field allocation process to fast-track the process of exploiting the hydrocarbon reserves, to take advantage of it and diversify the economy before it becomes old-fashioned. So I agree with the need for us to show some speed in passing the PIB, but I feel that the people of Cross River State, and if you look at the allocation, we are just number 35 out of 36 states in the country, and the only state within the Niger Delta that is assumed to be non-oil producing, yet bears the brunt of oil production. Where is the country? What is the moral conscience of this country? That one state will earn 1 billion plus, and another state will earn 13 billion. And then you go to 20% derivation, the state gets 0. Then you go to natural resources, the state gets nothing. Ecological fund, the state gets nothing. Where is the country? We deceive ourselves, but whoever thinks he's in power and government, the beauty is that God has made it that for everybody one day you will leave this world. And you will go with that your baseless materialism and carry all those your billions to abyss. Because if you are really human, you can't watch your sister state dying in pain, and you keep on going on as if we don't have a country. Is then the revenue mobilization of fiscal commission? What is their job? You sit down and look at the 36 states. There are some states in the north, their challenges are so huge, very arid, it's difficult to farm. Boko Haram has almost driven them out of their farmlands. Yet they earn 1-2 billion now. How do they cope? That is the essence of a country. So I don't just speak for Cross River State. I speak for those paying people of Zamfara, people of Yobe State, the likes of Cross River, who are at the bottom of the revenue allocation. That is the role of the National Assembly. Until you address that, your PIB is a waste of time. Because all you're looking at the PIB is to see how we can get the best out of our reserves, without focusing, irrespective of what NNPC cumulative impact will be. But the truth is that justice is at the bottom of the essence of the National Assembly. Unfortunately, I know the situation because I've been a senator. No matter how much grammar we speak on the floor of the Senate, it is the responsibility of the leadership of the National Assembly to draw the attention of the executive to the pain. And I haunt the day that Cross River State will be given a fair opportunity. 10 years after, the Green Trade Agreement has not been sorted out. The removal of Bakassi from Cross River State is no doing of ours. Section 12 of our Constitution is very clear. For any territory of Nigeria to be ceded, it must meet the approval of the National Assembly. It must have a domestication. So you can't go into treaty of any sort without the ratification of the National Assembly. There was no plebiscite, there was no referendum, and you took away Bakassi Peninsula from Cross River. And the concomitance of that is that we should lose our oil wells. So a double jeopardy of some sort. Any basic person who's got good conscience, you will know that if the ceding of Bakassi was illegal, the loss of Bakassi was absolutely illegal. Therefore, there should be no financial consequence of the loss of Bakassi on the people of Cross River State. Besides, it's a morality issue. That how could a state, 4.2 million people, 23,000 square kilometers of land, being reduced to 2 billion naira a month, where even our wage bill as civil servant is 3.16, minus local governments, minus the over 18,000 young people who take 30,000 a month as a result of our response to COVID-19. How do we cope? As we watch other states celebrate huge income per month, we sit in pain for no fault of ours, perhaps because we're a minority. What is minority? There's nobody minor in the eyes of God. So it is a shame of our own leadership as a government that politics and governance focuses on the most challenged people. It is the vulnerable that government is intended to address first. Cross River State, like you have Zamfara, like you have Yobe, like you have some of those states with Gombe, for example. It's one of those also in the lowest rank in terms of revenue allocation. How do you expect to have peace in such places? And when those people begin to decide as an escapist way of life, we go after them and call them names. But it is the responsibility of government to do revenue allocation review. I insist that is far above PIB. You are addressing what is not as urgent. What is most urgent is the need for fairness, equity, and justice in this country. Until you address that, you can go ahead. I started this PIB. We've been there from the beginning of PIB. And in the whole session, the 7th Senate end, the 8th Senate end. And this may just not be different. Because there's still injustice. The PIB has not addressed that specific need. You must address it. I have received a copy from Gershom Bassey on the PIB. Unfortunately, it's something I've been part of from start. So I know it. I plead with you as chairman Please, beyond the dictates and of your immediate requirements as a downstream committee chairman, please go beyond it to the issue of the morality and the good consciousness of people to say that what is fair in this country is fair. What is fair is fair. Let us have a review of our revenue allocation formula to provide for those. For example, if I'm not part of 13% derivation, that is the more reason I should be factored in the stabilization account. Not a reason for me to take and say, oh, he has a larger population, give him more money. If it is so, what is he earning from other sources? Let there be some sense of fairness. I'm not asking for too much. I'm just asking to be treated fairly. I'm just asking that as a state, give me opportunity to exploit my hydrocarbon resources. Otherwise, it will get old-fashioned. What does it take to get a discretionary right of approval for me to source a technical partner and develop the hydrocarbon inventory of Cross River State and pay royalty to the federal government? What is difficult in that? And that's how it goes. In Canada today, if you're producing oil anywhere, a certain percentage of it is given to the host community. A certain percentage, as part of putting their skin on the game, is to also provide for the oil impacted communities. That way, there's a balancing between all the neighboring communities, so there's no disruption of activity. I am sure that as you continue to consult across the Federation, you have a plethora of authorities and ideas that can help you really mature the PIB process and bring in the humanistic aspect, which is most critical beyond the business consideration. Thank you very much.